For your mercy never fails. Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place. I take a walk in grace, where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. Where I am now. And if you like to see us live at WGPL 1350 Studio or WMVA 88.9 Studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in WMVA 88.9 and WGPL 1350 Studio. And if you want to hear us all over the globe, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM or 1350 AM on www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com. Click and listen live. And you can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace 95.3 and WPCE 1400 AM. And don't forget WMVA 88.9 FM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Good morning, Miss LaWanda Tillett. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Did you say YouTube can be shouted out later on in the show if you like, subscribe?
Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you go to YouTube at Cristo Records 1. That's CRISTO Records 1 at YouTube. Subscribe. But make sure you put in the chat how you doing and say hello. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Shout you out.
Mr. E.
Yes.
What day is it today?
Today is Hump Day!
Oh my God! Did I just go to Mars Day?
That's what today is.
They just took me to another world,
Yeah,
Mr. E. You
just
all
to
should
wake
be
you up.
on and popping, up and popping. It's the middle of the week.
And
You should be feeling real good.
That's right. That's right. You done made it through Monday and Tuesday. My God. And Wednesday, you're here. You should be jumping jacks right about now.
Mr. E, I think you outdid it with that hump day. That was the best hump day in the whole wide world.
Hump Day!
I tell you what, that's your alarm clock. Mr. E, you're doing so good with that hump day movement.
And somebody said, I'm on whatever he's been drinking.
Oh my goodness, we'll find out later on. Mr. E, oh my goodness, so much going on. But this is our Wednesday segment.
Yeah.
What's under the hat? Issues concerning men.
But we decided to do a new twist on it, Miss Hinton, today. We'll talk about issues concerning men and what else we're going to do.
And whoever else we can pull in there.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Oh, wow. So we're talking about breaking news and trending topics and all kind of stuff that's going on. First of all, let's mention, Mr. E, the election June the 20th.
That's right.
In this state of Virginia. As a matter of fact, we just had Senator Linus
Yes.
Shule on our After Dark show on Monday at 6 p.m. We just had him on talking about this election, talking about some of the issues, and whether or not you all know about it, it's time to vote. You know, early voting. I don't know if it's still going on, Mr. E,
Yes.
but early voting, you should be able to early vote. And June the 20th, go out there in your district and vote.
You know, Ms. Hinton, we want to know all about men since we're talking about the brotherhood issues concerning men. Does men really like to get out there and vote?
That's a good question. You know, do men go out there? Do they vote? Are they involved in the voting process? Do they vote early? You know, I did read something, Mr. E, that men vote, and especially African American men, when the issues are important to them, issues concern them. They vote when it comes to jobs, economics, and education. They are out there. Now, this is the thing for me, Mr. E. A lot of people, of course, are going to be getting involved in our major election, and we got one coming in 2024.
That's right.
You know, everybody in the whole wide world out there, they go and pick up everybody. They pull all the teenagers, anybody that can vote. They are bringing them into elections. But doing these district elections and midterm, it's crickets. Sometimes it's not enough folk out there.
You say
it's crickets.
Is cricket or crooked?
Crickets. This is the crickets. Because, I mean, it's a lot of people, but not enough. I'm wondering, though, are men, we're talking about men today, are men in particular paying attention to those elections? Are they concerned about what's on the ballot? You know, sometimes when something does not concern, you feel like it doesn't concern you, you don't pay it no mind. Just like folk, Mr. E, with this gun violence, and this is June, actually, gun violence awareness month. And sometimes people don't pay attention until maybe it would hit home.
That's right. When it hits your house, then you pay more attention to the gun violence, to the things that are going around in your community. Long as it's down the street at baby in them house, and you sit back and say, I know what's something gonna happen down there, but look at that. But soon as it hits your house, then you be more concerned, and you want everybody rah behind you, backing you up. But now we could eliminate that by going to the poll.
Yes, I'm wondering if this is a 911 for folk, if people are going to be concerned enough to go out in their district and vote. Are they concerned about what's coming up in 2024? We know the hype and the energy is there, but what are the issues? There are so many things going on, Mr. E. Again, this is June. This is gun violence awareness month. Then you have in the news, Mr. E, the LGBTQ.
That's right. That's right.
Those folk are fighting for their rights because there are so many bills that are coming for them and pulling away some of their rights and privileges. And so that's what I'm saying. When you pay attention to the issues, you can jump on it. You can get on it. And those folk are getting on it saying, now, wait a minute now, y'all got a whole lot of stuff that taking away our civil rights.
That's right.
And so we're going to be on it.
That's right. Ms. Hinton, legislations, when they go to put these bills through, folks got to be aware of what's going on.
Yes.
So when the bills are going through, and folks don't talk about these bills, they don't go to these town hall meetings, they don't know what's on the table. So, they figure that, okay, fine, this is not going to happen.
Yes.
So when you look at these bills and you saying, okay, let's stop the Me Too movement. Let's put a stop to all of that. Let's stop this LGBTQ MNOP. Let's stop all of that. Let's stop young men. Let's stop gun violence. But here's what we got to learn. Let's put an end to marijuana. We found out the other day that, when that little boy got caught, his mama had a marijuana charge.
Ooh, you want to talk about that? But we're talking about the vote. We'll come back to it in a minute. But since Mr. E brought it up, the little boy that shot the teacher in Rich Neck, Virginia. She is up on charges,
On
Mr. E.
charges for marijuana.
Woo, for marijuana.
For
Give us the
marijuana.
tea.
You know, when you look at what's going on out there, and they bringing all this stuff up, and then this young lady who has thought that she was doing everything right, you know, by buying a gun, didn't know that that didn't know that she had would be prosecuted or have any problems.
Yes.
You know, when she purchased a gun, she thought that she could buy a gun and just do what she do. You know, the grand jury in Virginia has indicted the mother, 6-year-old who shot the teacher on charges of child neglect and failure to secure her handgun in the family home, a prosecutor said on Monday. A grand jury sitting in Newport News charged the boy, 25-year-old mother, with a felony neglect, misdemeanor charges of endangerment a child by reckless storage of firearm. The Commonwealth Attorney Howard Glenn said in the news release, the Associated Press isn't naming the mother the shield to identify her son. But it went on a little further, Miss Hinton, as I begin to look at this thing, that they found out that when she purchased a gun, she lied on her application and purchasing a gun. Whoever thought that in Virginia, if marijuana is legal, and it is legal, marijuana is legal and to a certain amount. But if you have been caught before on marijuana charges, you can't have a gun.
Ooh, I tell you what, you know, we need to really, really pay attention to what's going on. We got to pay attention to the gun laws. We got to pay attention to these marijuana laws because a lot of these folks are sitting up here, hooray, hooray,
That's right,
thinking that you can have marijuana anytime you want, anytime in the car, go across a state line. You better find out what you can do because the next thing you know, you're going to have a charge. And you say, wait a minute, I thought I could.
That's right.
See, this is what I'm saying. Finding out what's on ballots, finding out what the law is, finding out what you're doing and your civil rights. Because I'm telling you, just like this young lady, I think she might have thought that, nothing was going to become of, the charges and things against her. But here you go. They've found.
That's right. That's right.
They have found something to charge this woman with.
That's right. They got her with child neglect because, one, she didn't secure the handgun. Then they found out she lied on the application when she purchased a gun. Well, she thought she was doing stuff legal, by buying a gun and registered and all that. And so when she went to purchase a gun, the question popped up, have you ever had an encounter with marijuana? And she said no.
Ooh, I tell you.
But she did have. Here's just like football players around the league. When the ballot is out, when the polls goes up, you got to pay close attention to the ballot boxes. What's on the ballot? What's the laws they're trying to pass?
Rules, regulations, the gambling, all that stuff.
That's right. Because there are so many NFL players did not know that that's against the rules and regulations and the law for you to get caught gambling.
Absolutely. Now, this young woman up on charges, of course, they can't charge the 6-year-old. He can't be responsible at such a young age. But we're going to follow the story because I don't know what's going to happen to this young lady. I don't know if this is this is a consequence, but I don't know if she will, end up behind bars or what. But when you have these guns,
that's right.
You are held responsible for them. You don't want people. Now, this is the thing. The teacher was shot, and thank God she wasn't killed.
That's
Mr.
right.
E.
That's right.
But I'm saying it could have happened like that. And so, we've got to be careful with these guns. We've got to get involved. Some kind of way we need to talk more about gun safety.
That's right.
We need to talk about the laws, and we need to talk about, these guns getting in the hands of folk that's doing so many things. What about the incident that just happened at the high school graduation,
Listen,
Mr. E.
listen, Miss Hinton. Listen, these things are out of character. You know, on June the 7th at 6 o'clock p.m. That's gun violence awareness walk that was taking place in Oyster Point and Newport News,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
this gun
that's
violence
today.
awareness,
Mm-hmm.
right, which is today at 6
Mm-hmm.
o'clock p.m. at the city center in the Oyster Point section. Now, here's the thing: they bring in awareness. Now, everybody know that these guns are not good. We know it. They're falling in the wrong
Well,
hands
that's
of
it right
people.
there. Yeah, it
And
has a purpose. A gun has a purpose, but my goodness, falling in the wrong hands of people that are violent and are taking folk out, just like they did at the high school just
that's
recently.
right. Two people are dead and five others has been injured, followed by the shooting Tuesday afternoon outside of Richmond High School graduation ceremony at
Yes.
the theater. You know, the two dead, including a father and a son.
Yes.
Daddy was taking his son to graduate. The 18-year-old high school graduate and his 36-year-old man,
Oh,
Richmond
wow.
intern police Rick Edwards said, while one man had life-threatening injury, four other rangers in the age of 14 to 58 had non-life threatening injuries. They even said a little girl got hit by a car,
Absolutely.
but she was
Yes.
all
She's
right.
okay.
But the other man, the 19-year-old, fled from the scene shooting, but was detained at VCU police. He got caught,
He got caught.
and they know each other.
Oh,
They
really?
know each other. You know, they know each other,
This is
and
so
later turned
evil. Oh
over
my
to the
God.
Richmond police. It was said the police was seeking two charges of second-degree murder against him.
I wonder
We
why it's second degree murder
well, because I don't know
and
why,
not
but
first degree.
we think the suspect knew at least one of the victims.
Mm.
Either it was the daddy
Oh my
or the
God.
son
My
that
God,
knew
my
the
God.
man, that knew the shooter. And this is what is going. It's crazy.
Mm.
We're living now. Society now cannot stop. I heard somebody say the other day that the school children, when the children go into school, and they lack of manpower as it is. So you look at it. They putting these metal detectors in school. Who's going to man the metal detectors?
Mm.
Teachers can't teach and be the security officer too.
Absolutely.
So you look at what's going on here. We got a problem. Parents, y'all need to really pay close attention. You know that boy don't need that gun. You know that little girl don't need no pistol in you, and y'all know she got it. And some of these guns, Miss Hinton, that these people are walking
Yes.
around with guns are not licensed.
Mr. E is so easy to get a gun. It's just like
Easy.
going out there and getting chocolate ice cream.
That's right. That's
It is
right.
just that easy.
You know, I want to open up the telephone line and ask your opinion. What do you think? Do you think that the mother should be charged with the for her son? What do you think? Did she lie on her application? Do you think that we need more manpower? Was it gang related to the daddy and son that was at the graduation? Is it safe anymore? Does LGBTQRSP have any rights? Is it safe? Give me a call at 757-624-9475. Let's hear your opinion.
Yes.
You know, with all the stuff that's going around town and the elections are right around the corner, and you got senators that are running for this, do you think that you need to be at some of these town hall meetings? You know, do you think that your opinion does matter? Give us a call at 757-624-9475. That's the telephone number you need to dial so you can talk with us.
And how can we get in front of some of these instances? How can we get in front of this stuff that's happening? It just don't make sense, Mr. E.
You know,
Seems like every day, every other day, we're hearing about gun violence. It seems like every day somebody's saying, "Let's
it's
do
the
something
Wild Wild
about it."
West.
Every day, the more people say do something about it, the more we cannot get people to, change laws to or strengthen laws. We got to keep fighting. Why do we have to keep fighting to be safe?
Because society is dictating to us what we can do and what we cannot do. Here's the thing that gets me so much about the 6-year-old shooting. Now, they also said that the little children has a voice. Now, when you give a child, you see it every day when that girl started being real frisky and fried and thinking, flapping her head and shaking like she's somebody. Mama, I seen a little boy on TikTok. He said, "I'm the daddy here," and still wearing pull-ups, but he the daddy, he the boss.
Yeah, I've seen
but see,
all that.
but when you go back to basics, for a fact, like we know, that if you got out of line, you had to find your teeth on the other side of the room. Mom and them did not play that stuff.
Absolutely.
They said a child must stay in a child's place. When it come to the point where a 6-year-old disrespect a teacher. Now this teacher got a $40 million lawsuit. And this 6-year-old boy, he had a little altercation with the teacher. Where is the respect anymore? Where is the respect? Where are the grown-ups?
Well, I tell
where
you
are
what,
the
one of the
mamas?
grown-ups is charged with neglect, and I'm telling you, you're going to be
jail time.
You're going to be held responsible. Our guest, Senator Lionel Spruill, was talking about possibly they need people to have insurance.
Yeah.
When you have a gun, or you know what I'm saying? Because if your gun falls in the hand of someone or is involved in a shooting or killing or whatever, you're gonna have to pay somebody. You're gonna have to have insurance to pay somebody for the negligence.
And then you have to do this. And I heard about this. You got to report it. You got to report when you sell your gun to somebody else.
Yes. So anyway, we want to keep our eyes and ears open. We're going to be talking about this more. There is they have some kind of event this evening. Mr. E, what is that? In Newport News, I believe.
Yeah.
Oyster Park.
That's right.
Gun violence march, anti-gun violence march, and so Mr. E has that information in a minute.
They get all that tonight. They got the gun violence awareness march will take place on June the 7th at 6:00 p.m. at the City Center at Oyster Point in Newport News.
Absolutely. So it is important for you all to get involved, get out and vote, not just in the election. And let's talk, as a matter of fact, Missy, let's talk a little bit about the election coming up 2020. First of all, the district in your district, find out if your district on June 20th, if they have someone running in your district, make sure you know the issues and things like that. But the 2024 election, Lord have mercy, folks jumping into that, Mr. E. Mr. E got the T on who has just jumped in this race.
Listen, Miss Hinton, I was just really appalled when I saw two people that just put it. Chris Kringle.
That's cold.
Chris Kringle jumped into the race, and the ex-vice president Pence has jumped into the race.
Chris Christie. From New Jersey.
That's right. The one that got caught on them drug charges that, allegedly got caught on them drug charges. And, what qualification, Ms. Hinton, is needed to be a president?
Well, we went over that. We're going to go over that again.
We got to go back over that again because, when you look at Chris Christie and you look at the vice president Pence, when the Capitol went to the left and all they come on the wall. Pence was in the building.
Shaking like a leaf.
They sought to get him.
That's why I don't understand. Well, I can understand. Okay, so he's brave. He's going to come out. He feel like he can do a better job or do a good job at being president of the United States. But isn't he scared? If they had wanted your neck on January the 6th, what do you think you think they forgot about it?
They ain't forgot about it. They want you on January the 6th. You can rest assured that they can get you when you started going on that campaign trail. And not only that, when I look at Chris did some jail time too. Come on now.
You better get that right for you to report that. That's all that's allegedly about Chris Christie. He gonna get the facts. But Yeah, he was under investigation and
That's right.
everything.
That's
Of course,
right.
didn't go to jail, but he was under investigation. But we'll find, we'll give you all the tea on
But
Friday.
what do you think about
But
Pence, vice president?
y'all, not for me. Pence is not for me.
Why he can't be for you? He
Mm-mm.
was right there serving with ex-president Donald Trump.
First of all, he don't have no cheekbones. I should say. I just can't trust nobody. Don't have a smile.
757-624-9475. That's the telephone number to dial. If you want to jump in and talk about this president election coming up, let us know.
He's not the. I just don't like his demeanor. I mean, the thing about it, I would have to listen. Now, let me tell you, I am going to listen to all the candidates. And I'm going to, listen to Biden, who is already in the office. He wants 4 more years. Let me throw out some tea.
Throw that tea out.
I gotta throw a little bit of tea out. I don't know. I feel like this is Fun Friday, but don't you know? Word in the streets now, in these streets, it's not official, but they say that Biden would want President Obama, former President Obama, to be his running mate for 2024. Now, who put that out there?
That's got. You think President Obama would come back into mess like this?
Let Kamala. If Biden gives 4 more years, let her do her job. Don't mess with her. She's doing all right.
That's right.
But Mr. E, I'm trying to tell you, Pence, Chris Christie, and some of these other folks, Lord knows, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm under the impression during the debate, all I'm going to jump Trump. That's the way I feel.
I like that.
They're going to jump Trump. And it's just going to be a real show. It's a whole bunch of them in the race.
That's right. It's a whole lot of them running that was working along with him. That was supporting him, that's running for.
That's turning on.
That's running for president in 2024. I might well go and run for president in 2024.
But do you think that former President Trump is going to survive all these investigations? They said another indictment allegedly is coming out on him, honey. The Deborah is busy. He got a lot of problems. I don't know how he's going to survive.
I think, Miss Hinton, is just publicity. All of this is just publicity. That's like ex-President Trump said, it's a witch hunt.
It's a witch. Well, we're going to see how much it's a witch. I tell you what, every investigation that they can put on him, they're putting on him. I'm going to see how he survives it. And then on the debate stage, oh my goodness, can you imagine
all of them?
Absolutely.
Can you imagine Chris and Pence and all of them standing on the same platform together, and he looked down at all of them and he said, these used to be my cabinet. Ooh. And now all of these used to be a part of my cabinet. Look at these turncoats. Oh, witch hunt.
Oh, allegedly turncoats. But anyway, we'll see how it is. Fox News, where you gonna be at in this? I don't Fox
you
News,
pulling out all the
Fox
stuff
News,
today.
Who you pushing?
You pulling out all the stuff.
This is going to be good.
Do you think Don Lemon is going to be there?
I don't know what Don Lemon got to do with it. He's going to run for president. Kanye West going to keep naming a Snoop Dogg and dog. I mean, who knows? Mr. E's going to put his hat.
That's right. That's right. I'm going to put my hat in the ring. I want to piggyback back just a second, Miss Hinton. Don't forget to wear orange tonight to show solidarity for the shooting victims in Hampton Roads and across the United States.
Well, I tell you what, we are going to keep talking about these issues. Voting is important. I know you all feel like it is not. But I'm telling you, we've got to get ahead of some of these problems. We've got to go ahead and unite as a community. We've got to get ahead of some of these things before they happen, because I'm telling you, folk just feel like they can just go out there and do what they want to do, kill folk, and just keep it going.
We got to take our neighborhoods back. We got to know who our neighbors are. One time before, as we was growing up in Central, you know who everybody on your street. You know everybody on your street, so you can really trust your house. Leave your house open because you don't have to worry about nobody going into your crib. But right now, you don't know who's who and what's what in your neighborhood.
And where they're going to snap at.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
Mr. E, it's been a wonderful time just sharing some trending news and stuff like that. You all come over here just for a little while. We're going to give you some upcoming shows and tell you who's going to be on Friday and beyond. Be blessed. Stay safe. Have a wonderful day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with our host, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. For more information about FYI, you can give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can inbox at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or you can email us at FYI Radio Show live at gmail.com. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on WPCE 1400, 95.3 FM, 88.9 WMVA, WGPL 1350 AM. Don't forget to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful hump day.
Yes, yes, Mr. E. You know, there's a comment up here. The churches need to come out from those four walls and do their job. But let me ask you, do you think that the church has a responsibility in the community? What is the role of the church in the community? Where is the church at this point?
I have a problem. Here's the problem that I have. Every time something go wrong in the streets and it's in some of these folks' homes, they always put the blame on the church.
What the church do?
The church is being empty now. Folks don't
nobody at church.
Don't nobody want to come to church.
Why not?
I have no idea. That church, and the only time folk want to come to church is when they need something.
But this is the thing. Look, we have the gospel. Which helps save the soul. But is the church addressing social issues?
Yes, right.
Is the church dealing with what is out there in the community? Is the church equipping folk with knowledge and business and all kind of stuff, economics, the things that people want, the things that they want addressed? Can you find it in the church? What's happening in the church? What is the church preaching? The gospel of Jesus Christ, are they still even preaching that? Are people still getting saved? That's something that we've talked a little bit about in the past, but I'm just wondering how the church fits in with the community.
You know, Miss Hinton, every time we turn around, there's always somebody that's always talking about the CHURCH. The church.
Why not?
Every every community. Now, if the church talk about LGBTQPNORST, then they're wrong for talking about that. They bring in awareness. If they talk about Johnny Boy, whose mother has been on the usher board for 50 years, and she tell you, and he pastor tell you about what's going on in our community, that's wrong for what he's doing. And every time the church teach and preach and have sessions where folks can come and learn about what's in your community, what's going on around the town, folks look at you kind of cockeyed. They want the church to do, the only thing they want the church to do is sit on the building and talk about the preacher and laugh at when folks started shouting and gang up on it. The church can tell you that you got to stay away. Don't do this anymore. The pastor can preach a word. Then folks will get on their feet, go back to doing what they used to do. So when the church is having function, or the only thing they want to do is say, let me go and get all I can get from the church. Well, and don't participate. Don't participate. They don't come to church, don't give tithes and offering. They don't do anything but go and take their bandits out there.
Well, something must be wrong with the church. The church must be losing its lux. Now, let me finish.
Wait a minute now. You saying the church losing its lux?
I said they must be losing its lux.
The people is not really supporting the church.
It must be losing its lux. And I say
never
it
that.
because
Never that.
The reason I say that is because if my people who are called by my name, see, this is the thing. The church has one of the most tremendous answers to the world's
it's the word of
problem. God. And the reason I say that is that if the church would be in the position where it is doing what the Bible says, turning from your wicked ways, seeking his face. He said, you'll hear from heaven. That there are a lot of issues and things that will be solved, turned around. But I'm telling you, that's a good question. Where is the church? Where is it going? What is it addressing? Is it helping people to understand the social needs, the social issues? Are they bringing folk together so they can get involved? They can make sure their children are safe. Where's the church? The church has a job and a responsibility. Why not look to the church? The church has a responsibility, and it's no need for us sitting back thinking that they're doing all they can do when they ain't doing all they can do. They should be doing more. The church should be doing more. Where is the church? Why is it such a problem when the church has one of the biggest missions and commissions that God has put on this planet for us, for the world? Where is the church?
When we get to talking about problems that's in the streets and going on, people around town, there's so many people that are jumping churches, jumping from church, don't attend church, don't want to hear nothing about church. They don't. All they want to do is put the pastor walking around and bling bling. You want to demoralize the church. You now when problems arise, church has when they go to prayer meetings at night. Look at some of the churches where they got the doors open. I never in my life seen that now pastors or deacons has to sit in the church with a gun in their hand or a gun underneath their robe. I never seen so many folks that come off the street that want to disrespect the church. I never seen so many folks that don't want to be held accountable. What happened? You sit in the church and men would be in church with the hat on, no respect whatsoever. There's no respect whatsoever for the church. There's so many folks that bring in their mess, and when pastors say something to them, just like, for example, when the LGBTQ, they sits right there on the pew with the arms right around. Here's a lady that was on the news today talking about she was hurt in the church because she was an LGBTQ. She wanted to continue to practice that, but then she didn't want to come from amongst them. Whenever the pastor or the church says, hey, look, this is what we're going to do. Well, where is the support for the church at? There is nobody want to support the church. It's all a take. I understand now why Jesus went over there and flipped all the tables over, because there was so much other business going on in the church. There was money launderers in there. There was other things. There was other things that Jesus had to clear out, because it's a house of worship, not a den of thieves. What is coming into the church now is den of thieves. Thieves are robbing the church.
Well, in that case, like I said, where's the church? Where are they? What's the status? What they're doing? How are they reaching out? Are they among the coming from among the wall? Are they doing what they're supposed to do? Are preachers doing what they're supposed to do? Are members doing what they're supposed to do? That's what we're saying, Mr. E. Where are they? Where's the church? Because I'm saying they have the biggest responsibility of turning things around. But I'm just saying, if you're so busy bling bling, if you're so busy it's all about money, if you're so busy doing stuff that ain't right, if you're so busy not getting involved, if you're so busy telling your members don't go over there, don't do that, don't go up there and get involved with the marching and doing. If you're telling folks that not to be fair with everybody, not love everybody, even if they LGBT, whatever Q, if you're telling them that, then where's the church? What the church going to do?
Well,
but that's something that we will address on our After Dark show, because people really want to know. I really believe that the church is one of the key answers, and the word of God for the church. But I'm saying, if the salt loses its savor, how you going to preserve the earth? How are we going to preserve the earth when we're not even doing what we're supposed to do.
That's
we are
right.
supposed to be a preservative,
That's
a
right.
light. Now, if the light is dimming,
That's right.
then there's a problem.
That means the church, the people in the church need to help support the church and be in places so that the church, there are so many people that's downplaying the church, that's talking against the church, that's looking at the church in negative ways. There are so many folks that are saying this what goes on in the church. Well, you see newscasts that the pastor got an airplane or something of that nature. And regardless if the pastor work or not, you know, and you hear people say that the pastor got a brand new car, he taking all the money. But where are the strong supporters of the church that says, I'm with you, pastor, I'm with you, holding up the bloodstained banner, not because of you getting a brand new car and you work every day. I'm with you because we got to build the house of God together. Together we stand, divided we'll fall. The church need the people help. They need strong people who will stand up for the sake of the gospel.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying. Is we got to look. The church got to examine itself. The church got to look at itself and cannot be somebody with their head in the sand, like all these problems and all this stuff is not going on amongst us. And so what I'm saying is, Mr. E, if we can get ourselves together and be the salt, if we can be that light, if we can get involved, if we can help, we have answers for the community, we have answers for the world. We got to make sure we're on the ball.
That's right. It's a we thing. We got to pull this thing together. When you spell the word church as CH, you are CH. You are the church. When we pull the churches together, when we all come together on one accord, and we can build better communities, we can build strong leaders, we can build strong men and women, you know, we can build them like never before. But there are so many folks that the only thing they want to do is be like Robin Hood, steal from the church and go on about their business.
All I can say is we got a job to do, and it's up to us to finally get to doing that. But anyway, look, you all, that's something that we definitely would love to talk about. The status of the church. Where's the church? Where's the pastor? Why are people slowly coming back to the church? Are they getting their needs met? You know, the church is not for folk just to sit there just looking up at somebody and then, you know, you go home. You know, it should be a functioning body of Christ. It should be a thing where people are getting wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, getting the word of God, getting direction, getting vision, getting empowered, and you know, not going there and getting beat up and being pushed aside because you know, you ain't like me, or I am not like you, or you think your sin is better than my sin or worse than my sin. You know, that's one of the problems we have. People sitting up here naming sin. Well, you know, you do that and your sin is worse than my sin. Well, all sin is sin, honey. And all are going to be responsible for it. You cannot sit up here and name one sin and think your sin and your mess is better than somebody else's sin.
And not only that, they got to get rid of all these cliques too. All these folk that want the gang and hold gang up on people. You know, these are some of the things that we got to do. That's the street. What done happened is the street done got into the church, and now the church is not different than nobody else, not peculiar people, because now they doing things. You know, I know for years, Miss Hinton, that why would you put a non-believer in charge of a believer? And so many folks have done this because that non-believer has some money. You put that non-believer in charge of everything. You got folks on trustee boards, and because they paying the rent or help paying the rent, now you giving them a position. You got to preach the gospel.
Well, if they're in church, why you say they're non-believers?
Well, see, no, they just there are some are non-believers. So, you know, you'd be surprised of how many folks now, when you take a poll, how many folks has really given their life to Christ.
Okay, well, anyway, we will talk about that on the After Dark show. Woo! Oh, it'd be interesting to have some folk just to kind of like chime in on that topic. But anyway, our upcoming show, Mr. E, tell us who's coming.
You know, when you look at our upcoming shows, we got a great group coming your way. Don't forget that on Friday, Dr. Juanita Butler will be our special guest from mental illness, mental health will be our special guest. And then on top of that, we got on Monday. You don't want to miss this on Monday. If you're a ball player and if you got a personal vendetta against the referee, guess what? Tony Brothers will be in the house. Tony Brothers, he was one of the ones that told some of them NBA players, shut up and play ball.
He's an NBA official. He'll be with us on Monday.
He'll be with us on Monday. And then that after dark, you don't want to miss. It's the ladies' turn on After Dark.
What ladies want, what ladies need, and what ladies want to talk about.
That's right. And then on the 14th, we got Mr. Dante for financial assistance. And then on the 15th, we that's open. Then we got coming up. We also got Mr. Hez Brown will be our special guest, and on that Monday day, Mr. James Luther, because guess why? We're getting ready to roll into some football time, and Miami could have got, yes, James Luther, I'm saying that. Miami, the Jazz, Denver Nuggets will be done whipped them there. And then the 21st, Mr. Hez will be with us again.
I tell you what, don't forget to look at the game tonight, okay? We got the Heat, Miami Heat, and we have the Nuggets, Denver Nuggets, and we are going to have a blast. It's going to be absolutely marvelous, this game. But we'll be back on Friday. We have
your prediction.
I'm not going to. All right, look.
Give us your
Let me
prediction.
tell y'all something. I already said this. I said, okay, we know the Nuggets and how great they are, but because the Heat have rested up, do not underestimate them now, because they're here in the finals. That's just right, like the Nuggets. Right. It's any man's game. They could win tonight. The Nuggets could do it, just go ahead and sweep it, but we don't know that yet. I'm not going to make a prediction. I'm just going to watch, and I want you all to watch too. Okay, tonight at 8:30 p.m. You all join us.
I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, the Brain, the BRAINE, the Brain, the organization.
I said, did you say E?
The Brain. She's the Brain, and I'm Ed Everett. I'm the bronze. I'm the strength. I'm the back. I'm the muscle. Look, we want to say thank you so much. And for more information about FYI, give us a call at 757-714-7861.
Absolutely. Don't forget to follow us, Crystal Records 1 on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And we're going to talk to you all on Friday.
We got George just walked in the building. George, tell us who's going to win tonight.
Oh, my. George is going to he's not going to tell us. But I tell you what, y'all watch it, and we're going to talk about it on Friday and Monday. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
2 up, 2 down. I just